solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give to the court and the jury on the matter currently pending before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God, man?
I do.
Will you please be seated?
Yes.
Would you please tell the jury in the court your first and last name, ma'am?
Anjanette Grant,
Could you please spell your last name for the court reporter, ma'am?
Grant.
Ms. Grant, what you do for a living, ma'am?
I work at a fraternity house.
Why did you spell your first name, please?
Anjanette.
Thank you. Okay. Ma'am, do you have any kids?
Yes, I got 2 boys.
How old are they, ma'am?
One just turned 15 and one 16.
Do you know me, ma'am?
Yes, we're my kids' coach.
Okay. Which child did I coach? What is age?
He's just turned 15, July the 7th, Jaquaris.
Okay. Ma'am, could you please tell the jury about your knowledge of me coaching your son, ma'am?
Jamie coached my kids, I think, probably like a couple of years, and he used to make sure they was doing good in the school, come by the house, check on them, check on their grades, see if they needed anything, see if the parents needed anything, so they can continue doing good in school and continue to play football.
Ma'am, did your son ever ride with me in the car?
Yes.
Could you tell the jury how you allowed me, at the time that I kept his kids?
Yes, Jamie would come in, get them, or after practice, they would go get something to eat, or just go out and have talk and make sure they stay focused on life and what he got going in life and stay on the right path.
Did you ever know me to hurt your kids?
No, sir.
Have your kids ever reported me showing them any drugs while they were with me?
No, sir.
Have your kids ever reported me showing any guns to them while they were with me?
No, sir.
Have your kids ever reported any type of neglect while they were with me?
No, sir.
Do you recall me? You said I feed them or whatever. Did you tell the jury about me feeding your kids, or do you have knowledge of me feeding any other kids at that?
Yes, I do. I can remember back, it's been a while ago, but he used to be around the neighborhood that I grew up in, and all the kids used to be out there, and the ice cream truck would come by and he'll get all the kids ice cream, really anybody that wanted one, just show love, and I mean, we appreciated him.
Did I ever ask the parents for any money for the money I spent on the kids? Did I ask y'all for any money?
No, sir.
Did you ever come watch some of our games at any time?
Yes, I did.
How about your other son? Did you recall him? Did you recall me letting him go with his brother?
Yes,
anytime?
yes.
You tell the jury about that?
Yes, he could go at any time. I mean, but my oldest son, he kind of sort of, he liked to go help out, at practice, and there was no harm brought to him. He fed one, he fed the other. And he was welcome as well as my other son.
Do you ever recall me as well as the other coach rewarding the kids by taking them out to piece of the video games and that there?
Yes, I used to go to CC's and Domino's, Pizza Hut. I'll go back to the field and eat ice cream. I even remember y'all had a cookout one time on the field. I remember being there for that.
Do you know me ever asking the parent for any money to pay for it?
No, sir.
When I come over to your house, did I ever disrespect you or force myself or own you in any type negative way?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.
No questions.
You should be excused.
Yes.
You're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
We need to take a matter again. Go forward. Let's call the attorney.
let you look at them, however you want to do it.
And those are programs that you that you would like to put into that.
You know, these are just like some of the certificates I have when I testify. My little certificates of mine, and then these are here for my mom, my brother, you know, the certificate, you know, the death certificate. I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna let some of them pictures in there, Judge. I mean, it just ain't no way in the world. I don't know, but I'm gonna show them to you.
Well, and that's what are those back yet?
I mean, I'm waiting on them all day. That's what. They said
I saw her come in.
no, they said they want to do a little copy. They gave it to the little short lady, and she said their computer couldn't get it up, and they want to do a little copy. But I said, well, the judge ain't gonna like that. But I think just me and my mom, I can show you some witnesses off here.
Okay, well, that's what I'm. Are you telling me that is that your last witness? Do you have any other witnesses?
Nah, that's it. I can show you one.
Okay.
Now, if it's all recorded what he do,
All right.
I think I can still got my Barrow County guys out there. Now, the only way I call them Barrow County guys is he presents certain information. That's what I got him. So, that's one minute. I'm not gonna call him unless he make the call. What I mean by that is, he say certain things, if I got to call him, I will. But if not,
All right.
I won't. That's just how I tell you.
So
These
some,
my copies.
I don't know.
Yeah, they'll need it. They'll need copies.
Waiting on the pictures,
Yeah,
because
we're
we're
on
on
the
that,
pictures.
and I would have some objection to some of these.
Let's take it up. I mean, is there any reason not to take that up now?
No, you can. Matter of fact, I can let you see mine, and you can see what the judge needs.
Let's just hear what,
Okay.
let's just hear what.
Yeah. So there's some sort of printout from the internet, June 5th, 2012, WSB TV, some sort of a news article from WSBTV.com. It talks about family of accused cop killer getting death threats. I don't think that would be admissible at all. There's some articles here, I don't know whether this is a complete article. Home was admitted Athens cop killer destroyed by fire June 1st, 2000, or January 1st, 2013. The Joe Johnson article online Athens, I don't know how that would possibly be a matter that, you know, would be admissible. Death certificate of Timothy Hood, something about completing automotive program at defendant Central Georgia Technical College, and some other certificates of discharge and completion.
You objecting to those?
I am just going through those. CDL, I don't have any objection to those. The death certificate of Timothy Hood, I don't really. I don't necessarily object to that at all. There's something from Amber Shellnut, who already testified here, indicating that there's no disciplinary actions and so forth. I don't think that would come in at all. So she's already testified and indicated that. There'd be no reason to put that in at all as a persecution. As far as those three matters, I don't see how they would be at all admissible under any stretch. And, in fact, this one has, it's circled in there at the bottom, or outlined somehow. Clark County District Attorney Ken Malden had no comment and said he did not want to try the case in the meeting. Standard. So, any event. All that being said, I don't see how those matters would all be hearsay, and then Amber Shellnut, she's already testified. I don't know why we have a certificate for her date June 15th. None of this is a matter of being given at all previously. As far as the other documents, I didn't have any objection. That's what, if you lay the appropriate foundation through someone to do that. Do you want to see these at all, or?
Yeah, you can let us see, she can let you see.
Only the ones that you're objecting to.
Yes. Again, we just got those, we've never seen those.
You want to address the objections, Mr. Wood, or those, just those three?
I can understand that it's the sheriff part. I mean, well, she did come in and testify, but I want to see how, you know, that's on you, Judge, if you let it in. You know, I would like for it to go in, but not, you know, well. As, this is what I want to show as far as, if you don't let it ever, what's it called, if you don't let it be admitted, I want to talk to my mom about them, the death threats, you know, talking about burning up their house and they got burned up. You know, I think the jury should know that because litigation is things that happen. It's been a hardship on my family as well as I. You know, I mean, I had a whole box of derogatory death threats that I could have brought, but I'm like, well, that'll be a lot. So, you know, I'm trying to keep it real simple on what I'm doing, you know. If you don't let it be admitted, it did have, Judge, you know, they were making comments, death threats, so God awful, till my mama went to the news, and the news come up and talked to him, he said no comment, and then shortly after that, right there, the house was still burned up. And that's why I'm bringing in for my mom on this issue here, you know, I'm gonna touch on that, and I was gonna show a little evidence, hey, that it did happen. So, that's the basis on that, these two articles here. That's what that was, to affirm that the house was burned up and the death threat that we were getting for burning up the house. And the other one, you know, what can we say about that? They did come testify. I mean, they did sign the paper. I mean, so therefore on that, Judge, on how you gonna rule that?
There's no connection at all. I don't know who made any threats or what the circumstances were, but there's certainly no connection. There wasn't some idea at all that that house burned up by arson, or that somebody set that on fire and it's just because it burned up. There's no way that that would somehow be connected in any way to this case. In any case, that the house had to burn up at some point in that regard. There's no basis for that. The death threats is just, you know, I don't know what he's talking about or what threats he's talking about or how she may have received any such threats. Or that she was the one who apparently called the news media and says that, you know. But, and I don't know how that would be at all admissible in this part of the trial.
You mean the fact that she can testify about that?
Yes, sir. I don't think she is even going to be able to testify about it, you know.
Let me address the exhibits first. I will exclude the online Athens exhibit and the WSB TV exhibit. And also the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Department report. I think it is cumulative, but also as shown up, we would want to get that in if it was solved. So I'll exclude those three. Now, if you want to take up the issue of whether or not Ms. Azalee Hood can be asked questions about her home burning and about receiving threats, I'll hear from you on that. Are you seeking to admit that sort of evidence, Mr. Hood? From directly?
I'm sorry, my mind didn't want to blank. Did y'all get any picture of these yet? What yet? I'm talking about the big ones. I'm sorry, Judge, I'm just.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I just give him what I want, but I want to let him know this one is bigger. It's the same picture. Let him just see what how you want to do it. Well,
Did you have copies made of those, or are there copies that he could, what you want to admit? If there are, I would suggest let him look at those, look at the copies.
we'll do that.
And you can decide if you want to
Yeah.
admit the original photograph or a copy of the photograph.
Okay, that's
up to you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I let him just on the CDs. I think that's it. Let me count them out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I got more than 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 12. And we had a little postcard that I wrote to my mom Mother's Day, so he can see all this. I think they said he can look at it and come up with whatever. And we'll let you see him too, see if he has an objection.
These are our copies.
I don't know.
I've got, these are, I got a small one that doesn't look like our copies.
Are those the state's copies, or are those the actual one?
Okay, that's the original. Okay, I need to state this one. I was gonna use this one, but you can give me that back.
I thought they were going to make large copies of the ones that you wanted. Did that not happen?
I guess, Judge, I'm right here with you. They got them copy, Judge, and they got them copy like they did, Judge, and I use whatever you want me to use. I don't care if mine's or theirs, just as long as it get done, because I'm really tired of it.
All I'm trying to accomplish is they want copies.
So they can add the copies. Only one that I see I might want is blow it up for this one. Well, it can be there, I can use theirs, no way they're different. They all look the same, it might be a little different shape and size, but I don't care.
Some of these are like 6 photos of a family. One of those includes that looks like probably the defendant, I guess. And I wouldn't have any objection to those because of the books that brought in. But there are 6 other photos, 4 of which apparently are, 7 other photos, 5 of which are pictures of presumably Timothy Good at a funeral home, and at various stages, I guess, at some various stages of them where he is being worked on or before that happened. And then there's 2 pictures of him in a casket. I would certainly object to all those. those are matters that I don't see in any way, particularly in light of Your Honor's ruling about the one with the Christian at the crime scene.
You want to be heard, Mr. Hood?
Yeah.
We're just talking about the 6, 7. I've got 5 photos.
You said 7, Mr. Long, you got 5.
2 in the casket and 5 in the mortuary, apparently after you've been.
Oh, so there was one stuff.
Yeah.
I do have 7. I've got,
Judge, this is my position. You let certain pictures of all the Christian in, they're just an excessive amount that you said was prejudice, the excessive amount. You let all the autopsy reports in on Mr. Ray, and when the doctor was talking about it, all of them pictures came in. And you know, yeah, it's gruesome. The whole thing of it, Officer Christian, Mr. Ray, and Timothy Hood. You know, that ain't a sight that nobody want to see everything. But it is evidence. It is evidence, Judge. It's some unfortunate evidence, but it is. The jury need to see me and my family heartache and pain as they saw Officer Christian and Mr. Ray family heartache and pain. So it's the same thing, but I'm not trying to introduce 20 or 30 pictures, excessive amount. That's not excessive. You're just going over, Judge, you know, and I don't like to look at it, but
well, here's my ruling on that. These, I guess they're autopsy photos. They appear to be post-incision autopsy photos, so they are excluded. These 2, I will allow one of these in the cabinet. I think they're the same thing. They look like the same thing.
You had excluded a picture of Buddy Christian basically with the casket. It wasn't even him in the casket.
I understand.
You excluded one with the casket. We're basically having one of Timothy Hood in a casket. Well, I mean, there is no relevance whatsoever to any of this, to mitigation whatsoever, as far as a photo of Timothy Hood in a casket while the defendant's in jail at the time. There's absolutely no bearing on any of it whatsoever.
you know, my position is this here. Officer Christian mama was hurt as well as my mama hurt. It's just not to Jamie, it's just what my mama seen and what my father seen and our family seen. And Judge, I would object, I tell you what, to all of them. But they show autopsy pictures of Officer Christian and Mr. Ray. And I think they need to see what was done to my brother. Because if you don't let them see it, it'll be like, it wouldn't be fair to me. Because if we weren't gonna show no post decisions or autopsy, you shouldn't have showed Mr. Ray or Mr. Christian. It's the same exact thing, though, sir.
So I will allow one of the photos of Timothy Hood in the casket. The other post-incision autopsy photos will be excluded, and the other.
And those are not in the autopsy. They were prepared for the funeral. That is not a
Well,
you got.
Okay, I don't know what, but it looks like they're post-incision.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
whatever that is. We'll take these back.
Come on, Judge, looking at the
That's the
page.
one, I am going to put a sticker on the one. That's my ruling on those.
I think those are my copies.
Okay. I put a green sticker on the one that I'm approving
Let me see.
there. It's the same, I think it's the same as the other one. There's two just alike, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me which one of those two, really. Anything else?
I do have a, request to charge.
Ms. Davis will.
I've got the original is 2 sets. What the original to get to the clerk. 2 sets recorded. I'm gonna go back over those to see if I have any other already, but I want to really get you something.
Any other items?
Well, yes, I'll let you know, the state, can I give this, you know, I like the bigger picture better than small. And what I can give.
That's just a smaller version of it.
It's small.
Yeah, so it's like that.
That's it, right?
Anything else?
So I guess I have to put this in, this don't have to go, but I do it after that. I can do it.
Ready to see if the jury's ready?
Yeah.
See if they're ready. Call your next witness.
I call Azalee good. Please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you give to the court that you're on the matter currently pending before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, ma'am?
I do.
Could you please sit down? I'm sorry. Could you please say your first and last name to the jury, please?
Azalee Hood, H-O-O-D.
I'm sorry. Could you come up and speak a little louder so everybody can hear you, ma'am?
Azalee Hood, A-Z-A-L-E-E-H-O-O-D.
Pull it a little closer to you, sir, and then come up, end up about 6 inches, that should work fine. Try that.
Azalee,
Okay. Ma'am, what do you do for a living, or what have you done for a living?
did manufacturing work until my last job.
How long did you work on that job, ma'am?
20 years left.
Okay. Why did you stop working there?
They closed the plant down.
Well, they closed the plant down. Ma'am, how many kids, well, are you married?
Yes.
How long you been married, ma'am?
Me and my husband been together 46 years,
Where
with
you
dating and
grew up?
everything.
Where you and your husband originally from?
Elberton, Georgia.
How long did you stay in Elberton, Georgia?
Until about the last, I'm gonna say, 20 years or over there, about that much since we left.
Did you attend school in Elton, Georgia?
Yes, Elba County High School.
Okay. Did your husband attend school in Elton, Georgia?
Yes, he did, Blackwell High School.
Okay. How many kids do you have now?
I had 8.
How many did you have?
8.
Okay. How many do you have alive?
Well, 2 dead, 5, 7.
You stated 2 were dead. How did your first son, which son died first?
Timothy, he was younger than Jacob.
Could you tell the jury how Timothy Hood died? How he come to die?
Athens County Police shot him.
Could you tell the jury how you come to find out about your son being shot by the police?
Well, they woke my nephew up, William Hood, he a police officer.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you. Can you please talk a little louder?
William Hood, this my husband's nephew. He come over and told my husband that Timothy had been shot. He also a Clark County police officer. And they called me from the plant, and I went to the Azalee in the hospital.
Did you tell the jury what you saw when you got to the Admissibility hospital?
Timothy sitting up in the bed with a tube taped to his mouth. And let me go back first. I'm gonna go back. When I first got there, it was 2, I don't know whether they GBIs or what. We was in the waiting room. They approached us and asked what Timothy was wearing and what we seen him. Did he have a gun? I said no. I said last time I seen him was the day I left, and I went to Commerce, and I said he was wearing khaki pants and a white T-shirt. And they said, well, Timothy been shot and he back there in surgery. So we waited, and they kept asking what was he wearing. And I just told them, I said, that's the last thing I know he was wearing. And we also waited, and then the man come out, and the doctor said, well, we lost Timothy on the operating table. And he said, give me a little time, we'll take you back there. And we went in the back there where Tim was. They had cleaned him up, he was real clean. He was in a body bag. So I laid my body down on him. I was gonna hug him, and something stuck me in the chest. And I pulled a sheet back, it was a black body bag he was in. But yet they had that tube stuck there like they've been doing oxygen or something, breathing stuff, but it was tape, with 2 pieces of white tape.
What else you do when you laid on his body? Did you do anything else? Did you rub his face, anything?
Yeah, up here was a abrasion. And it looked from right here, looked like his jaw was swollen a little bit.
Did you feel his face, but do you recall telling me his face was cold?
Yeah, his face was cold.
Did you find a warm spot on his face?
No. No, I didn't.
Did anybody offer you any counsel or any help when you about your son?
No, nobody came and talked to us or nothing. They sent William back over there a day later, telling us they had to do a second autopsy on Tim. And ain't no police officer, nobody, come and said nothing to us. We just there. And I said, William, why would they want to do a second autopsy? They did one. He said, I don't know. And well, the funeral home, man, he, I called him and told him he couldn't go pick the body up. And he said, well, he called somebody back and they didn't go pick the body up. So when they called us again, I let the funeral home man notify that he'd go pick the body up. But then when they funeral home man had to charge me extra for the burial camp. He
Excuse me, what you mean charge you extra? What do you mean charge you extra? Tell us what
he
you
charged me extra because he said he couldn't put too much embalming fluid in.
Why couldn't he put no embalming fluid in it?
He said he had never seen a body mutilated like that in all these years of autopsy.
Did you look at the autopsy pictures?
No,
Did you see the picture of your son annihilated in any picture at any time?
what I did,
Just a moment.
I'm gonna tell you this.
There's an objection, I've got to move on first.
Okay.
The objection was,
Not only bleeding, but it's not appropriately phrased.
objection sustained.
Do you recall seeing any picture with your son hold the back of his head though?
Yes, I got
Tell
that.
Jerry what
I
you
got
saw.
that picture about. I'm gonna say roughly about 2 or 3 months ago. I looked at one, and his head from here. You know, if you turn this way, you could tell it's Tim, but then you got this part cut and pulled up over here, and you don't see that but his brain. And I ain't looked at the rest of them, but after seeing that, I can't eat. When I eat, it swell up in my mouth. You sitting there, you go to eat, and you don't see that, but that face, what that is, his brain, it's
So the
hard.
whole half of his head was gone. Is that what you tell the jury?
I'm telling the you, it ain't what I'm saying.
Ma'am, there's an objection, I've got to rule on it before you.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
That's certainly a leading question, Judge. That's not
Sustained.
Finish tell the jury what you saw.
It's got a blue thing somewhere right in here, but his hole from right here, this part right there, you don't see that but a patch of his brain. But you can tell it Tim by the face, the mouth. This I can tell it Tim. And
Excuse me, ma'am. Get back to telling them about he had to charge you extra money to have him there. Could you please tell them all the details about that?
Mr. Willis told me, he said, man, we're gonna have to charge you extra. You know, he gave me one price, what they're bearing for. And he come back and he told me he's gonna have to charge you more. He said, cause his body was split from here down to the sole of his feet. And he said that required extra work and doing something extra to the body to get it so you can see it.
Did this prosecutor, Mr. Baldwin,
Your Honor,
Don't,
that is,
don't, oh.
that's an inappropriate question of the jury, so.
he don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna ask her a question.
Well, ask the question.
Did this prosecutor right here, Mr. Baldwin, when he the prosecutor at the time when the police killed your son,
Yes, he was.
did he offer you any type of assistance or any help at all?
No, they ain't gave us nothing. They
Did he
did,
even show you the audio and videotape of the police called Mr. Moley?
no.
That's a leading question.
We didn't get nothing from Clark County Police.
Ma'am, there's an objection. Objection is legal. You want to be heard on that?
I already wrote the question. Did this prosecutor, Mr. Moley, have him or anybody, the chief of police, Jack Lumber, anybody showed you the audio video of the police car they killed your son?
No.
What did they show you when you requested it? What did they show you?
They gave us we requested, they gave us a package. It with Officer Lilla, name, you know, all the officers that was involved, and they police reports, and a blank audio. You could hear some, but then they gave you some blank CD, wasn't nothing on.
What you mean blank CD? Could you please be specific, ma'am? What you mean, nothing, you couldn't see nothing blank, could you be specific, ma'am?
Blank is blank, you don't see nothing or hear nothing.
So Mr. Marvin won't let you see what they done to your son, they got audio video.
I would object to that, there's no basis. There was never a request to me at all, ever, about anything. He knows that.
Yeah.
He needs to withdraw that, I move to strike request.
Yeah, I can show you some evidence, he got evidence on my brother case, he engaged back to Clark County, I put it out short to the jury right now.
I'm going to sustain the objection and ask another question.
I'm sorry for getting you off track. Just finished telling them about charging you extra money to bury your son because his body was annihilated. Please finish.
I don't know what all he did to it, but normally when you have embalming fluid in your body, you touch it, it's sort of hard. With Tim, you touch it, it didn't feel sort of hard. And every day he was out, he got darker and darker and darker. And Mr. Willis said, go get you a lawyer. I went, tried to get a lawyer, went Augusta, Atlanta. They said, we a pack. I said, what you mean? Oh, I ain't gonna take the case. He tried to kill the police. We went above Atlanta, went to Augusta, wasn't nobody take it. Every time you mention the police, they said we a pack. I see what a pack is now when it comes to the law. If you get a lawyer, and I got a lawyer, that pack, they gonna stick together. They gonna go and share information with each other. So I seen I couldn't get no lawyer. The man told me, said, he took pictures. Yeah, I got them pictures. Mine got messed up in the house. He said, ladies, I'm gonna give you these pictures. I had never looked at them pictures until about, I guess about 2 months ago. I didn't want to look at them. This guy had gave these pictures to keep. I wished I hadn't looked at them.
Excuse me, can you please speak a little louder?
I said I wished I hadn't never looked at them. The first one I seen, I ain't looked at the rest of them. You know, and they never, Clark County never came and told us nothing. I don't even know how John Lilla looked. Anybody in this room could be John Lilla. I don't know how he looked.
What you mean you don't know how he looked, man?
I never seen him. I never seen Officer Lilla. I don't know how he looked.
Mr. Kimball never did tell you who John Little was. After you how he looking at you, he never did tell you anything.
We didn't receive nothing from Clark County but the old papers. Did nobody talk to us about Tim or nothing? Not nothing. They didn't come, did no police. Just like I said, it was the two guys in the khaki pants. And they put on the internet, so they sat down and discussed. My son dealt with her. Ain't no police sat down and discussed nothing with her. Not nothing. I didn't know where my son body was there until Jamie represented himself. Out of 14 years, I never knew where his body was laying at. I didn't know nothing. I got the autopsy report. Oh boy. That's all I got, that little package. But who Officer Little is, I had never seen him, a picture of him in my life. You sat there and tell them people on the internet that you sat there and discussed my son death with me. No, you didn't. Ain't nobody discussed nothing. Not nothing. You sat there wondering. I couldn't find out. I ain't had no lawyer. Wasn't no lawyer to take the case. And I put all my trust in the Lord. And I tell you something, consume you up. I'm saying him. I'm hating this person little. I'm hating the name because I ain't never seen the man. Don't know how the man look. Going by his height, his size. For a person, I can't put little faith with nobody. With nobody. And like they said William over there, I respect William. He a police officer. But I draw a line because, you know, if you can't sit here and tell me something, I didn't get no shoe, no wallet, no nothing. I ain't seen nothing from the autopsy. I got the autopsy report, but what he was wearing, I ain't seen none of that. No driver license, no nothing. Then you got the officer, he pulled a gun on him. I don't know. He was walking, he pulled up beside him, asked him some questions. He was mumbling, you got white substance around your mouth. You mumbling. He said, I come around, got out, come around to the passenger side of the vehicle, pull a gun on me. I'm gonna kill you. You know, I shot him twice in his stomach, abdominal. He fell to his knees and said, I'm gonna die. GBI report, I shot him twice in the side and I laid him down. I mean.
How about the autopsy report, man? What did the autopsy report reveal when you shot him when you read it?
His left shoulder and right up on here.
Did the autopsy report reveal that he shot him twice in his abdomen, like Mr. Baldwin told his jury?
No.
Why would Mr. Baldwin tell the jury?
I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
You don't know why Mr. Baldwin mislead this jury?
Your Honor, I would object to that.
Yeah, I know it. That's why I asked him, I know it. I know more than that, but I can't show it to the jury because he's gonna object and y'all got to leave.
Ask another question.
Anyway. But no, you know, it's sad. Your son died.
Ma'am, you have to wait till there's a
Oh.
question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't, okay, go ahead.
What do you mean when you say when your son died, he won't tell you that?
It's sad when your son died. You don't know where his body was laying at. Don't nobody come and tell you nothing. You sitting there wondering why. You know, I asked the folks to give me the stuff. You know what they told me? You sign out and close that case, we'll give you all the evidence we got. And you know what I said? I never get it, because I never sign and close it. So here's the old case. I mean, if Jamie had or not represent himself, I still wouldn't know. He sent me a thing with the police report, the cars in the road, all that. This drawing saying where the body, the bullets, the body, flashlight, and the gun. I seen that. But I never would have known if he hadn't sent me that stuff in the mail.
So
You
wait a
know,
minute. You
I'm
need to
not-
tell the jury, I had to send you something, Mr.
That's
Baldwin,
a
when you said.
leading question, I would object to. And that's a misleading as well. Respectfully object.
I was wrong. Ms. Hood, did I send you information that Mr. Baldwin never sent on your son Tim? Did I do that?
That's a misleading question at all, Judge. There was never a request, it implies that there was some kind of request that I was supposed to refer to, which is not true.
Objection's over.
Did I send you material on your son Tim when Mr. Malden and the DA office at Clark County wanted to do it?
yes, I stated that. If it weren't for you, we never would have known anything about where Tim body, where they said they shot him at, or nothing like that. You know, they put it on the news, and news can be misleading to you, where they word it. You know, you propaganda, you piece stuff, you cut some, piece it back together. Everybody was calling me, oh, your son tried to rob the bank. I said, what? Your son tried to rob the bank. That's where his body was. And then they had enough nerve, it's a joke, to go out in the project and put flyers out there. Clark County Police did that, walking around, Nellie B, all them folk, passing out flyers about my son's death. There's a lady come and ask me, said, man, why they doing this? I said, what are you talking about? Now my son died that month. Before that evening, Clark County had put out flyers in the project and things for black people that about my son's death.
So they put the flyers out before the newspaper came out with it.
They was out. I asked them how they got it. They said police were going around passing them out.
I assume they didn't put that in the news, a newspaper, did they?
No, they didn't put passing out flyers in the newspaper.
Ms. Hood, when I sent you your material, Judge, I ain't gonna be able to get it in because I wrote on this. Could I ask her to refresh her memory on this? And I can't introduce it because I wrote on it. But we can let Mr. Malden see it. I think he got it in the receipt of script I gave it to him. It's part of my brother information. I can't get it in, but put it down in the exhibit. Anyway, or you want to see it?
No, I don't want to say it. I would say you just need to ask a question
Okay.
about it.
Okay. Ms. Hill, when I sent you your information on your son Tim, do you recall me sending you something that's showing that Officer Little car and Officer Ender car had audio videotape on?
Yes, and I seen in that packet where they said Lieutenant Holman took the audio and the video camera over off both of the cars and took it over to the GBI.
Did it state that both items, did it state that Agent, on Wednesday, November 7, 2001, at 2 a.m., Special Agent B.W. Williams met Lieutenant Clarence Holman at the intersection of Gardenia and Old West Bridge Road.
Yeah.
Agent Williams received from Lieutenant Holman a videotape that was in a patrol vehicle of Officer Enderly and a videotape from Officer Little patrol car. Both items was labeled individual, but both were received and recorded on GBI receipt property, E23015. Do you recall that, man?
Yes, I do.
Have you seen that audio or video of both of them calls?
No, I haven't. I told you I have not seen that because no police or nobody sat down and told us nothing. And I'm gonna go a little further and say this right now. Jim Smith gave a request thing for me to go get Tim X-ray from Ann Reed. They made us sit down so long back there. Oh, now somebody, excuse me, somebody called the police. And the autopsy folk said that Ann Reed been sitting on X-ray with the body. And the autopsy also stated, I don't know how he got all the abrasion on him. His foot had abrasion, his hand, and up here had abrasion on him. But I could see there's 3 police, no, not many police, but each one come to the scene have a different report. One said he was on his hand, stepped on his, put his foot on the hand. I guess that's where that come from. And one said he had his hand tucked inside his waist. Some said he was talking and some said he wouldn't. One ambulance driver said he was combative, and the other one said he wouldn't. But at Ann Reed and Hartfield, when they got there, it was a nurse told me, said he was saying, come in, police wouldn't let nobody ran him. So he was bad for somebody to come down. So she said he was combative, because he was trying to tell them to come there, and said police won't let nobody ran him.
Excuse me, man, what you mean the police won't let nobody come in? What, could you explain, what do you mean? I'm kind of lost when you said that people telling somebody to come in, the police won't let them come. What do you mean?
The police wouldn't let them nurses and things what it at when he was going in.
Your Honor, what is it we on, sir? Is it 90 what?
5.
Mr. Good, I'd like for you to look at exhibit, defend exhibit 95. Ms. Hood, do you recognize what you see in the defendant exhibit 95, ma'am?
Yes, that Tim.
Is that a fair and accurate presentation of your son, Timothy Hood?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to introduce defendant exhibit 95 evidence, sir.
Your objection.
While you're doing that, I admitted to that judge, I get another one here, so we can keep it on going. Your Honor, I'd like for my mom, Ms. Hood, to look at defendant exhibit 96. Ms. Hood, do you recognize what you see in defendant exhibit 96?
Yes, yes, you.
Is that a fair representation of the kids you know, of the people you know in this exhibit?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to move presented evidence, defendant exhibit 96, sir.
Any objection?
Objection.
Ms. Good, I'd like for you to look at defendant exhibit 97, 98. So you put the light back on, sure, along, get the light back on, put it off.
That Tim and all the children, Robert and I, when they were young.
Ms. Good, do you recognize what you saw in defendant exhibit 97, 98, ma'am? Do you recognize what you see in defendant?
I said Tim's dead, yeah.
Is it a fair representation of the people that you know?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to introduce the defendant exhibit 97, 98 to evidence, please, sir.
Any objection? They're admitted.
Ms. Hood, do you recognize what you see in defendant exhibit 99, ma'am?
Yeah, you and Tyrell at Tim them gray site.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to introduce the defendant, Exhibit 99 in the evidence, sir.
Any objection?
No objection.
Submitted.
Ms. Hood, could you tell us what you see in the defendant, Exhibit 95?
That Timothy, that Tim.
Oh, you think Tim Ward right now?
Oh, I think Tim was, I'm gonna say about 3, maybe 3, 4.
Well, we stand in Everton, well, Tim stand in Everton then.
Yes.
Ms. Hood, I'd like for you to look at the defendant, Exhibit 96, ma'am.
We was in Everton on John Ferry Road. There's Jacob.
Look, you got little red layers up there, ma'am, a little thing up there.
There's Jacob. Let me see him. Let me look right here. Okay. There's Jacob. Yes. Jamie. There's Sterling. Oh. Oh.
Ma'am, I want, who is this, ma'am? Who is this right here?
That's you.
Could you talk so the jury can hear you, ma'am?
Wait a minute. That's you, Jamie. That's you.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is this right here?
E-Man.
Who is this? guy right here,
Dusty.
little white guy?
Dusty.
What does it stay at?
Down below us, Peggy Tiller and them.
What were you saying in Everton at that time?
John Ferry Road.
Okay, who is this right here?
Tim
And
Sterling.
then our little outhouse, we had a little outhouse out back there?
Yep, outhouse in the country. No bedroom on the inside.
I'd like you to look at defendant exhibit 97. Oh, I put it on there wrong. She's got to put it on the back of this. Now I'd like you to look at defendant exhibit 97. Did we take this picture of Everton? Did we stand Everton at the time?
Yes.
Who is this?
Jacob.
Who is this?
E-Man.
Who is this?
Jamie.
Who is this?
My cousin, little boy, his name Jamie too.
Okay, who is this little guy?
Sterling. And
Who is
there's
this?
Tim. That's me,
Who is this?
Robert.
Okay, so we took this in Everton.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'd like you to look at defendant exhibit 98. Who is this, ma'am?
Timothy.
Is this what he looked like after they had to charge you extra money just to get him ready?
He really didn't favor us there. Not really.
So the whole other side of his head was gone on the other side? of his head?
No. The autopsy report thing, they put that back on
So they
there.
put it back together?
Yeah. That's why I told you they had to charge me extra.
Okay. Why is skin so dark?
I told you, the man said that he had to charge more, cause all the bombing fluid, normally you be real hard.
I'd like you to look at defendant exhibit 99. Could you tell us what you see in this picture?
Jamie, Tyrell, y'all at the church where Tim and Jacob buried
Okay. Was I just out of prison? Was I out of prison at this time? This when I got out of prison?
it. Yes.
You can turn on the light. exhibit. I guess. Ma'am, you stated that they gave you some blank video of your song. Okay. Do you recall telling the jury that?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall it? Do you recall telling the jury there were two off the video that Lieutenant Holden said he had took off them cars? You recall that, ma'am?
He said he took it off Lilla and somebody else, some
Do
name.
you recall that to be off the Italy
Yeah,
dash cam?
yeah.
Okay. You know, I done wrote on this stuff. Do you want me to still keep it here? Or could I put the exhibit on the top of this? Would it hinder this from playing or showing anything?
Well, I'm not sure.
What this
Are
is?
you gonna lay a foundation with a video from?
No, what, they won't play. It's a blank. This is the supposedly audio or video. Come off the police call, officer, little dash cam.
I understand, but I'm not sure how you're gonna lay a foundation to get those in with this witness.
What? It's the monster stick. You know, I don't have to get them in. They ain't gonna play. I just want to show the jury that it won't play.
Smaller.
I don't know when you got there, but it's video with Officer Hendricks. He was given that, as I understood, from Officer Hendricks. So I don't know what he's got. He says Officer Hendricks that it's blank. Officer Little's video was not on at all, so there isn't a video for that. So I don't know what he's got there, but so I think he does need to establish a foundation. He does. I don't have any objection to either one of those coming in. There is a video for Officer Hendricks. You were given that, provided that.
I tried to make it come up. I couldn't get it to do it. So, but are you saying if I can't lay up a foundation, can't play it any way they'll be telling me? Because I don't know how else would I would leave, because he's not here.
Well, I don't know either, but I'm not telling you what you can not do. I don't know. I'd like to demonstrate. All I want, I'm not asking to be admitted. I just want to just demonstrate to the jury so they don't think I'm telling no story. Hey, this is the guy that shot my brother. This is Cam. We can put it in here. And won't that come up on? That can't
Okay.
be done unless it's a
Yeah,
gift.
okay.
That's just the rule.
I understand. I'm trying to get around it, but I know the rules. So I guess reluctantly, I'm gonna have to just ask questions. Ma'am, when you see the video, did you see anything?
No, I told you they were blank. Blank. They send you a blank CD. You put it in the computer, nothing. Just blank.
Ms. Hood, do you remember me doing 12 years in a prison for armed robbery charge that I?
Yes, I do.
Was you present at the trial? I was at both trials.
One,
One.
yeah, one.
Okay, as you recall, did I ever tell you I was guilty?
No, you didn't.
Have I always maintained my innocence all of these years?
Yes, you did.
Okay, do you recall the detective saying anything to you at my trial about the trial?
I remember.
Wait just a moment.
Object to that, is saying, just some detective saying something that's not any identification of when that may have been, who that person was, whether there's any basis for her to say that?
Well, Judge, well, I was gonna let her do it, cause I knew he was gonna jump up and object if I said a certain way.
Well, you need to, I mean, reject his continued responses like that.
Yeah, Judge, I do understand, but I'm not looking at him, I'm not pointing at him. I already knew he was gonna object before I said it, that's why I asked him that matter. He sprang up anyway.
Well, I'll sustain the objection.
Have it any time I ever told you I was guilty?
No, you said you were innocent.
You did show up at the trial.
Yes, I did.
Judge, do y'all got any more exhibits, I guess?
Stickers?
Yes, sir. Okay. We'll get Judge 90.
That's for the 100.
Okay, 100. Oh, I put it on the back, see. Ms. Hill, I'd like you to look at defendant exhibit 100.
Yeah, that's you and Shaquita.
Do you recognize what you see in defendant exhibit 100?
Yes, you and Shaquita going to prom.
Okay. Just give that to her, please, ma'am. Your Honor, I would like to attend the evidence exhibit, defendant exhibit 100.
Any objection? Okay. Submitted.
Very good. Before I went to prison in 1997, do you recall me looking like that and being engaged to this woman?
Yeah.
How old was I when I took this picture?
Oh, boy.
Okay,
You
you
young.
recall?
16, 17, I don't know.
Do you recall this being the year 1997 before
Yeah.
I went to prison for armed robbery?
Yeah.
Okay, do you recall me being engaged with this young lady before I went to prison for armed robbery?
Yeah.
At this time when I was his age, have I always maintained my innocence pertaining to this armed robbery charge?
Yes, you did.
I had a little hair on my head at that time, if you think. You can get the light right quick. Ms. Hood, did you ever come supervisor in prison during them 12 years?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Do you recall me doing law work while I was in prison? Do you recall me telling you I was doing law trying to get out of prison because I was
Yes.
wrongly convicted for a crime on this? Do you recall me telling you that?
Yes.
Do you recall me doing law work during that time, learning how to do law work during that time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall me getting out of prison after I got 12 years?
Yes.
Okay. Could you tell us from a mother perspective, what was I like to you, specifically to you, not to everybody else when I got out of prison? Did you see anything? What did you feel like about me?
You came, excuse me, he came back different. When he went in, he was, loved to joke around with guys and all that kind of stuff. talk smack, but when he come back, he had put the childish little interaction stuff down. He came back different.
Can you
No.
be specific when you say different?
Different, okay. He came back more grown up. He come back, like you said, you got this self-responsibility. And he used to get at the kids about joking and jiving so much, tell them life is for real, you know. He told you would get at the grandkid. Now, all the grandkids I got, 23 of them, Jamie is the only one that say yes or no sir to. He drew the line with him. He said, I play with you, I have fun with you, but then I draw the line, stop. You ain't gonna say and do any kind of thing before me, because I'm not gonna do it. You get out there and play ball with them, interact with them, everybody holler, here come Uncle Jamie. Y'all would have had something positive to say to him. Some of them, that teenager, they say he's too hard on them. You know, oh, all he do run that mouth. He trying to tell us what to do. Like he told us, I spent 12 years in prison. You better get your education. You know, he said, without your education, you did. And when they get a B, especially the little ones, they were in danger. Don't tell Uncle Jamie. Don't tell Uncle Jamie. You know, he had standard with her. You know, they mom and daddy, they'll let them run and say certain things. You know, like he told them, keep your appearance up, be neat. You know, get at Tyrell, walk around with your butt hanging down. He said, you don't go out and do stuff like that. But they say he was a little hard, but like he told them, grow up in life, do it well. But, and he got out there, he would help people. He would work on folk cars and stuff. What he would do, he'll tell you, you want your car fixed, go to the dealership. You come back and let me know how much the dealership gonna charge you. I cut half of it. So he made money like that. Yeah, but he went to WIA somewhere to get a truck, drive big rigs. You know, everybody was proud of him, but then that felony come in, knock you down. And some lady up there, she was real nice. She been over back, she went out her way to help him get a job. I mean, I can't say nobody, I ain't seen nobody help nobody, you know. She just owned it, owned. She said, well, you take one out of town if I can get it. But she been over back for Jamie.
Was that a white lady or a black lady?
It's a white lady.
She tried to help you, didn't she?
Yeah, she went out her way to help
Do
people.
you recall her helping me get in CDS school when nobody else went?
Yes.
Miss Hood? Did I ever show you drugs? Did I ever come tell you I sold drugs? Did you ever see me selling drugs?
I ain't see you say no, but that stinky weed you brought, come around smoking. You smell that stuff, mouth will get to you.
You never condoned me selling drugs.
What?
You never condoned me selling drugs, did you?
No. No.
Did I ever show my little niece and nephew the drug? Did I ever show them that? Did I ever
No.
pull out drugs around the kids?
No. You just smoke no weed around. Yeah, I smoke. You smell it though when you come up.
Did I ever try to financially help my niece and my nephew or my family?
Yeah, you
Did you
did.
tell the jury about that?
You know, if he can help you, you go to him, you need something. If he got it, he'll help you. And he will help a lot of folks, but what got me was Maple. If Jamie do something for you, he ain't gonna go there and tell the next person, well, I did this for you. You know, a lot of folks help you out, they tell everybody. You know, if I give you something, hey, that's it, I'm gone. But most folks let you have something, they talk about you like a dog. give you a time limit. If I let you borrow something, you gonna pay me back. But he didn't, and what hurted me, I didn't even know. My niece died with cancer. She was 30-something.
Where you be from?
Everton, Maple. She told me one day, she said, Auntie, she said, I want my debt paid in full. I said, what you mean?
What was she? Was she dying of cancer when she told
Yeah.
you this?
Yeah, she died, but 3 months after. Yeah, she said, I want to pay my debt in full. I said, I don't know what you talking about. She said, tell Jamie, I'm going to send him some money. I said, send him some money. She said, yeah. She said, Jamie, let me borrow some money. I said, you ain't got no money. She said, Mama gonna give it to you for me. And it hurted me. I told Jamie what she said. Jamie told me, if you take it more, I lost all respect for you. So that girl can't give me that money back. Tell her to give it to her kids. Say, cause she ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing, but her kids need that money. Say, I don't want it. You know, he said, me and her both in a bad situation.
Was I locked up on these charges?
Yes, you were. And Maple said, I still want to give it to you. I said, well, I can't take it. But she told me, she said, you know what, Auntie? She said, I've been on that boy, a year. So I never did pay any money back, because he never did ask me for it. I said, yeah. And she said, that when you get yourself in order, you have to pay that debt. She said, I just want to pay all mine. So Jamie used to write all the time. But
Okay,
yeah.
Miss Hood. How about introduce you yet? Judge? Before we stop that, I don't think I introduced these yet. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, I jumped too fast. Miss Hood, I'd like you look at the defendant, a home offense. Exhibits 101 through 105. I'd like you to view these, ma'am. Oh, Ms. Hood, did you view defendant exhibit 101 through 105?
yes,
Did you recognize what you seen in defendant exhibit 101 through 105?
yes,
Your Honor, I move to pretend the evidence defendant exhibit 101 through 105.
Any objection?
Yes, sir.
Admitted.
Ms. Hood, could you tell us what you recognize in defendant exhibit 101 right here?
Billy Hood,
Who was Billy Hood?
that's y'all grandfather, that Robert father,
What Billy Hood was raised at and lived at?
Everton, Georgia.
Was he living in Everton when he died?
Yes, he was.
Was he buried in Everton, Georgia?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who is this here?
That's you, Jamie.
Who is this?
Robert
Who? Your
Hood,
husband,
my
right?
husband, yeah.
Who is this here?
Stephen, my son.
Stephen, my brother.
Yes.
Ma'am, could you tell us what this is? Oh, well, could you tell us what this is, defendant exhibit 102, ma'am?
Your certificate technical, going to the technical college. GED. GED.
Did I tell you I was gonna achieve that?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, that I achieved this in prison? Do you recall me achieving this in prison?
Yes, and we come to the graduation.
You come to my graduation?
Yeah.
I'd like for you to look at Defendant Exhibit 103. Let's go there. Do you recall me graduating the automotive course, the Central Georgia Technical College automotive course, when I was in prison?
Yes.
Do you recall me having certification to fix cars when I got out of prison?
Yes, you did.
I'd like you to look at Defendant Exhibit 104. Could you tell us what this is in Exhibit 104?
Then when you applied, go to Athens Tech, but it was in the Elba County, campus.
Do you recall me going there and passing the test? Do you recall me going there and participating in this class?
Yes, you participated. You scored real high on the thing, and they you didn't get no job. But they wrote and told you that I think it was a bronze. You scored real high, and they said don't too many people score that high on there, and said do some research field in a different kind of job area. You know, like apply yourself more out there than what it is, because you got the capability of doing it.
Do you recall personally, did I achieve this after I got out of prison?
Yes.
Do you recall taking me to Everton to that class when I didn't have a car at the time?
Yes.
This was before I started selling drugs. Do you recall it?
Yes.
I'd like you to look at Defendant Exhibit 105. I'm sorry. Could you tell us what this is?
You completed the CDL, the truck driving school in Wanda.
Do you recall me going through WIA, going to
Yes.
truck school, trying to get a job?
Yes, you did, and you also told her how helpful was some of the people up there helping you get there, and if you needed something, they were there for you.
So you recall me telling you how the people fed me and
Yes.
gave me gas money to try to help me get my CDL license?
Yes. If I could take it back, I would. You know, it's been going on so long, this 4 years. I know Miss Christian and the other, boy, they ain't had time to heal. And when it comes to a healing process, boy, they're hard. You know, I wouldn't want nobody else to walk in my shoes. I wouldn't want this to happen on nobody else. Because I'm speaking out of mother to another mother. You sit here, your child gone. People can tell you, I'm sorry. You got my sympathy. But it's something within you. You gonna have bad days. You gonna think about your kid all the time, you know. Even around your family members, around my husband, around my kid. They say they love you, but if something grows inside you, become a woman, that child, and you have to have that me time, right now nobody in the world can say to satisfy that feeling that you have on the inside. You know, you wake up at night, think about your kid. I even question God. Who am I to question God? But you do. That's flushy part. I hate it. But it's the strange thing about it. I hate it. Let me tell you too, I hate it off a mill. Oh boy. I stayed up at night. I ain't buy a wig. I can just take my hand, pull it out. It's like a bubble that back in your head. Then I said, well, folks would tell me this and that. I hear that I'm sorry. I hear I feel you. No, you don't feel me because you not in my shoes. You know, don't tell me you sympathize with me. You be meaning good. All the people around you mean good. But it ain't healing what's in that soul. It ain't healing what's inside you. You can be around 1 million people. Everybody trying to console you. They ain't feeling your pain. They there. But you there, but your heart and your mind is not there. Only way I got on mine, I had to pray. I had to let God to let it go. It took me a while. I let it went. But then, I don't know, I had a dream one night. The Lord told me, and woke up crying. He didn't let it go. He said, one day, you'll find out. I let it went. He said it come up 3 times. Incidentally, Tim had come up 3 times. But I had to pray. I couldn't get no rest. When you hate somebody, you lose all connection. Love and hate is closely related. Love a little more than hate, you know. Some folks hate you from the deep part of your soul. Lord, I ask the Lord to help me through my situation. And I know now what unconditional love is. I stopped hating off a little. Because it was just a name. I said, I'm hating a name. I ain't never seen this man. I can't put no face there. What Jamie did, it hurt me to my soul. Wow, man. Bad Jamie White. You know, God showed you what love is. When you ain't got the love of God, you messed up. You know, I didn't raise my kid like that. He got trapped. And boy, oh boy, I wake up in the morning. This is a joke. I wake up in the morning, I used to go outside. Folks said, what you look up in the sky for? What you looking up in the sky for? I ain't know what Jamie was. My old people, not country people, but y'all know what I'm talking about. When you look up in the sky, if you see old vultures flying around up there above it, you know something dead, right? I used to go out, everywhere I went, I looked up in that sky. As soon as I see them vultures, I said, well, he ain't dead. That told something out of me. I never thought my kid would do something like this. I was mad with James, real mad. Real mad with him. And I had to go on my knees. And I know what love is. I used to say I love somebody, that was mouth. You tell anybody in this room you love them, but if it ain't from your heart, it ain't there. God had to show me what real love was, unconditional love. I was mad with James, but I felt rage. Tell you the truth. The Lord told me, you got to love him no matter what he do. I used to tell James when he called me, sometimes I ain't want to talk to y'all. You tell him I'm stuck between a hard rock and a shell. Until you've been there, you ain't gonna know what that is. I'm stuck. My mind leads him to the hateful God. Because I hate what he done. And get over here on the love part. Both of them, I'm stuck there. You know, we only human. Our minds hate a little bit. Stop. Hate a little bit on this side. And God told me, he said, let me show you what love is. I love my son. Even what he did, I love him. God told me, he said, I'm going to tell you something. I love you unconditional. Hey, think about that. I had a dream. I wake you up in the morning. You go on your merry way. A lot of us don't even acknowledge it. We get up, what we do? We run, rip. We don't think about God. Then we come back, get up, do the same thing. We all got our road map plan. I used to plan my life. Had a road map until this happened. Till this happened. Everything changed. Everything. You know? And he said, when you need me, sometimes you pick me up. And after you get what you want, you drop me back down. Which, that was the truth in my case. I admit it. But when real trouble come up on me, boy, God done. All we know is God, Jesus did. Jesus did. That's what unconditional love is. He right there for me. He right there for all of us. That unconditional love. What we do, how we do it. God love us all. And I do not condone what he did. But you know what? I was stuck there. I was angry with James. I was angry with him. If I could have put my hand on him, and they said them kids, I would have put this blood out. He wasn't that type of a person. But life take a curveball. And forgive me, y'all. It's a tragedy. I don't know what the scenario is this. Why bad things happen to good people. If this had come up, I wouldn't even know what happened to my son. I wouldn't have had them papers. there. And that's what hurt me. You know, it took this tragedy to happen to good people. All for me to know that. And that's why I say, when you put your trust in God, what he wants you to know, if you believe in what you want to know, he'll bring it out. But I didn't want to come out, find out by him through something like this. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to know. God knows him. I wanted to know. But this right here, I didn't want to happen. You know, it's sad. It's real sad. It hurt me. But now, I know. And I hate because I had to find out about it this way. I really hate that. I hate how this happened. If I could take it back, I would. I can tell the family I did, I'm sorry. All this happened, but my sorry can't feel the pain and the hurt in you. I know I don't wore them shoes. But I hope to God nothing like this ever happen to nobody else, that they have to feel this sort of stuff. Because you know what? It'll hurt your situation. It hurt. Everybody hurt. Everybody hurt. Miss Christian and Miss O'Reilly, from my mother, I'm telling y'all something. I know y'all pain. I've been there. I can't tell you nothing that will take that pain away from you. It got to wear off. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to think about your shit.
Appropriate to address. We have another question.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm good.
All right. Anything smaller?
So let me ask you two questions if I can.
Go ahead.
You indicated that your son, the defendant here, had two trials, right? An armed robbery case.
Yeah, he tried one on his own.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry.
He was actually represented by a lawyer in both those cases, wasn't he, Ms. Hood?
Yeah, Judge,
Jim Smith had one case,
yeah,
had the first one, is that correct, Ms. Hood?
yes,
And the public defender, the head public defender, Tom Colleen, represented on the other one. Do you remember that?
I remember that,
Okay. And you only attended one of them, I think is what you said?
yes.
Okay. And do you remember him filing some sort of habeas action himself from prison? Did he file some sort of action to get the conviction reversed? Do you remember that?
I guess I'm not gonna tell you no lie now. I can't remember back there what you talking about, but he filed, I don't know what he filed. But
That's what he represented himself and filed something himself? Or do you
I
remember?
think so.
You think so? And that he didn't prevail on that? They didn't?
I don't know.
Okay. Now, you indicated, of course, that in regard to Timothy Hood's matter, you went to a number of different lawyers here in Augusta and all that.
Yes,
Is that what
sir.
you
Yes,
said?
I did.
Okay. And you indicated that they said they ain't gonna take the case.
Yep,
Is
they
that
said
right?
we the law, we the pack, we stick together.
Said they're all, each one of them said they're the law, they're the
No,
pack.
we are the law. We stick together.
I see. And they also indicated we're not gonna take the case because he tried to kill the police.
That's what I
Is that
said
what they
there and
said?
told you. That's what I just said. You try to kill the law, we stick together. We a pack.
Yes.
I stated that.
And you went to Jim Smith also?
Yeah, Mr. Smith didn't want to take it.
Well, he doesn't really stick with the law, does he?
Yes, he do.
He does. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I can, ma'am, you talked with your son on the phone. He
Mhm.
called you from jail, is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And when you do, there's a recording at the beginning of the phone call saying it's all been recorded.
Yeah,
is that right?
yep, we all know it. Just like y'all had my phone tapped, we all know.
And you remember talking to him last night on the phone?
Yes, I did.
And you remember at the beginning of the phone conversation, you telling him that if you knew what I knew about Tim, that would mess you up. You remember telling him that?
Yes, about the old picture. It's what I was talking about. See, I know you had it recorded, Miss Martin. I know that. What else did I say on that recording? You want me to tell you? I know he recorded.
Let me,
I said that to say this. I didn't want. I seen one of them pictures, and I refused to look. In that recording, you said, I told you, Jamie, don't show them pictures. I seen one. And I don't want to see the rest of them. If he show them to y'all, I'll turn my head. That's my son who's sitting there looking at me.
yes, ma'am. Let me ask you, you said that you did get all the reports about your son's death.
No, I didn't. I ain't get all of them.
Hold on, I object, Judge.
I ain't got all of them.
I object. I object.
For just a moment.
This is the picture you want to talk about my mom on my face.
Yeah.
This we talking about.
Mr. Hood, put the picture down.
Yeah, that we talking about my mom about. That we talking about the man head gone, boy. Boy!
Mr. Hood,
Jamie.
that is not an
Okay.
objection.
I'm gonna answer. Go ahead.
Ask the question.
You said that your son, Jamie Hood, sent you the paperwork. Isn't that correct, ma'am?
Yes, paperwork. He didn't send me the old picture. Well, he got that.
I'm talking about the paperwork, the police reports, and the
Some of
FBI
it.
investigation. Is that
Some
right?
of it. Some of it. He sent me some of it now.
And you talked about some of that where the officer indicated that he basically was looking for a person who'd run from a car that was in the middle of
Yes,
Broad
I
Street. Is
recall
that correct?
that. I recall that.
Yes. And that he went up on the Old Ridge Road.
I recall that.
Yes, ma'am. And at that time, he was, you remember him basically, also basically pulling over that Ridge Road and seeing Timothy, apparently.
He said,
Is that right?
yeah, he said he rolled his window down
Right.
and was talking to him. He said he was, let me get this right now. He was mumbling something. He was talking to him. He said, get out on the drug informant or something. So he was mumbling, said he had white substance around his mouth. And he said he opened the door. He put his car in park, come around, got out, walked in front of the car, come around, told the passenger side where he was.
Let me, that's what I wanted to go through just a little bit, what you remember. The officer came up and rolled down his passenger window, right?
Yep.
And that your son Timothy Hood kind of, and he wound up saying to Timothy, how you doing, something to that effect?
Something, yeah.
Yeah. And that at that time, your son wound up saying that he was with the drug and vice unit or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Yep.
And the officer indicated that he was, appeared to have kind of a slurred speech. You remember reading that?
Yeah, I read that.
Yes, ma'am. And that he had some sort of white substance around his mouth.
I told you that, yeah.
Yes, ma'am, that's what I was trying to do. And that son Timothy told the officer he wanted to talk to him.
Yeah. He said he was speaking to him, then he got out.
Yes, ma'am. And that he, the officer then got out of the driver's door and went around to the front of the car, to the front right corner of the car.
Yes.
Remember something to that effect?
Mhm.
Kind of went out. And at that time, that the officer indicated that your son Timothy put a gun to his forehead and said, I'm going to...
Kid, yeah.
Kill you?
I seen, I read that.
Yes, ma'am. And at that time, the officer basically grabbed the gun with his right hand. You remember reading that?
Yeah, he said he grabbed the gun with his right hand and swiped it away from the head. And then I shot it twice in the abdomen. He fell down. He said, I'm dead.
Yes, ma'am. And before he basically did that, he grabbed the gun and wound up pushing it into his
Yes.
His lead. If he want to play it, let him play the tape. Show the daggone tape off the car. We won't have to go through this BS. Play the thing for the jury. He'll testify. I know the law. She don't know it.
He's asking a question. The objection's overruled.
He at that time basically grabbed the gun and said, "Man, don't do this," or something like that. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he was telling him to drop the gun.
Yep, dropped the gun. Then he said, pull it. He said they were stuck. Then he said, shot him. I drew my weapon. I shot him twice in his abdomen.
Yes,
And he
ma'am.
fell down. Said, I'm gonna die.
Yes, ma'am.
And he said he ran the cover for his car.
He wanted to run the cover, and at that time your son was on the ground and the gun was kind of right near him.
Now, I'm gonna, one thing, yeah, wait a minute, let me get it right then. Fell down. Gone. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that what you remember, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said,
at that time that your son appeared like he was still reaching for the gun, you remember that?
he said he was trying to wiggle for the gun.
Yes, ma'am. And then, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He got her testifying about another officer. Oh, she wasn't there. How can she testify for something she ain't seen on video? She wasn't there. She don't know no better. I'm sorry, Judge.
Well, I'm gonna end it like this, Mr. Moore. Don't let me tell Mr. Moore. Okay.
Let me correct it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Take a breath.
Judge, he got her testifying.
Good, wait until I rule before you answer your question.
He got her testifying to something she don't know. He misleading the jury. He misleading them.
I know what he do.
She don't know. He misleads her.
The objection is misleading.
Yeah, he misleading, and he got her testifying to something she wasn't there. What's she doing testifying for? Tell him, show the video, Judge. She wouldn't have to do that. I wouldn't have to even see it. Show the jury the video.
Mr. Hood, let me hear the state's response to the objection is misleading. Mr. Muller.
It's not misleading. In fact, on the rec, she described basically what she recalled from what the defendant had given her already, and I was simply going through that. And that's all it was. There was no misleading question at all. She actually described that at his insistence and at his question on a rec examination.
Judge, whatever you rule, this monkey is a...
Mr. Hood, have a seat, sir. The objection's overruled.
And you recall, ma'am, that Officer Enderley came up, and at that time, him and another officer, Officer Carroll, had basically come up and knocked the gun out of the way. Is that correct? You remember that?
Stop. Let me, wait a minute now. Liller said in his report, he stated that he swiped the gun fell, shot, he said, fell to his knee. I ran for cover. Then the other one come up here. How many was it? This man said he came up. It was two of them. Two. But Officer Liller ran, another one come up. He put his foot in the, one said the hand was tucked in the waist. And one said he put his foot. And one officer said, they stated, raise your hand. Move your hand. So apparently, one arm, the left, was behind. Then one said, the left was in his stomach. And the other one come and kicked the gun away.
Yes, ma'am. And, ma'am, you saw the reports about what was in his system that night, his blood system?
No, I said, the autopsy report, we ain't getting no heart failure report now. I'm gonna tell you that.
I'm talking about from the crime lab. Did you see a report showing he had cocaine in his system? And a blood alcohol level of .163? Did you
No,
see that?
I ain't seen that. Now, I ain't getting that report. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I didn't get
Yes,
that.
ma'am, I got you. But that wasn't in what?
I didn't see that.
Okay. And did you see when what Mr. Hood gave you a interview with a Jerry Moody?
No, he ain't got all that in his box. I don't know. Only thing I know, you give me all that stuff, then I know. Only thing I know is the police report and where the body was laying in something y'all did not tell me. What you got in that report, you give it to me. Then I know. I know everything. You talking about, I'm just going by what he said. You got all the stuff, so you give it up. I tried to get it. Y'all told me about close the case. You give me everything. Police, everything that consists of the case. I'm like this. If you ain't got nothing to hide, you should give it to me anyway.
I thought you indicated your...
No, he don't have...
sent you a lot of papers.
No. He ain't seen it. Okay, wait a minute. I ain't gonna argue with him. I ain't gonna argue with him now.
I made an objection.
Okay.
You can wait.
Okay.
Judge, I made an objection. I asked the announcer, she just told this, whatever, Mr. Moore. She only got what Jamie said. And apparently he got some more stuff over there. Tell him to go and get it to her like he said, like she just said. He's pulling out stuff that I ain't even said.
All right, so the objections are asked and answered. Mr. Baldwin?
Senator was not asked at all, and that question was in response to what she was having to say, that she indicated that he had given her the papers that the defendant had gotten, presumably open records. So as to what she'd actually gotten, and the question was, if that was not what you received from him. That was not asked. That was not asked before about that particular matter was or was not included what she received from him.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Ma'am, what your son gave you, he gave you a lot of papers, is that right?
It's police report. It's an autopsy report. I don't see no hospital report. I got what the officers and things said. I ain't seen nothing in that report saying nothing, but in there it said you. On that one piece of paper said Ken Marlin, the district attorney, got several other things in there. So you got it. That's why I asked you for it. I ain't got no hospital report. I ain't got none of that. I don't know what was in his system, so I can't sit here and say it because I haven't seen it. But the stuff that he gave me stated that you got all that stuff in your office. Ken Marlin, the district attorney, that's what on some of them police reports. They turned it all over to you.
And you understand your son made the request of the GBI and got a copy of the entire file from the GBI?
No, I ain't got that.
He didn't give you that?
I ain't got
Judge,
that.
I object that mislead.
I don't know what.
I object, Judge. I got that when you told me I could represent myself. I ain't requesting nothing on GBI. He misleading again. That's where it come from. If you had never let me represent myself, I would have never found out in the first place, Judge. That's one reason why I kept you on my case.
I'll overrule the objection. Anything else?
Can I say this? Can I answer you, Denver?
There's not a question.
I was going to ask you.
Listen, I'm the judge.
You had never made a request from me to try to get a copy of anything, did you, ma'am?
Jim Smith and them, let me tell you something. We asked. How you think I know if I close the case, y'all will give me everything I asked for? All what y'all had. I don't know nothing. I ain't got nothing because I said I wasn't going to close it. And I didn't close it. And as for what you were saying about him, don't you recall when he represented himself that Newell Hamilton said Oh, y'all get some stuff in that box and you don't want him to know. It's recorded. It's recorded on open
That's not
record.
responsive to the question.
So I don't know what in no medical report. I haven't seen it.
You understood your son had a loaded weapon that night?
They say he did. Now I can't say. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't say.
Thank you, ma'am.
You welcome.
Please, Judge. I apologize for my outburst, Judge. I'm sorry. What's the last thing you did, Judge? My last decision?
105.
Judge, I would like to introduce 106 as an exhibit, Judge. Miss Hoover, do you recognize what you see in Exhibit 106, ma'am?
It wasn't them piece of paper that was in that box.
Young, I would like to tell into evidence Exhibit 106, Young.
What is it? I mean, what is it?
It's the same thing that I sent him. He had simple discovery. Some of the information he was talking about that I sent her.
Any objection? Submitted.
Ms. Hoover, do you recall I sent this in this package I sent you about Mother Tim and I started representing myself?
Yes, I got them.
Okay. Do you recall what you looked at saying, I am writing if this Dr. Miss Harold Recon or the Joey Capitano? Do you recall I was represented by Joey Capitano at one time before I started representing myself later?
Yes, you were.
Okay. Do you recall what I sent you saying, dear Miss Harold Recon, I am writing in response to your open record request that was received in this office via regular mail on November 3rd, 2011. You requested any and all incident investigators and supplemental reports on the incident involving Timothy Hood and the Ashland Clark County Police Department on November 7, 2001. Please note that the Ashland Clark County District Attorney Office currently has an item released by the Ashland Clark County Police Department Evidence Division that have not been returned to the department and are under the custody and control of the district attorney office. You will need to contact that office to request those items. Do you recall reading that letter?
Yeah.
So, did you take that as that the Ashland Clark County District Attorney Office have items that they will not let nobody see?
That's not what that says, and that's the leading question, misleading question.
Well, John,
I'll sustain your objection.
but this saying, it says please over Ashland Clark County District Attorney Office, which is in office currently has.
That's not the question.
Okay, well, I was wrong.
It is. It's got evidence now.
Yeah,
What it says.
yeah. Okay, you don't finna put it down just because it makes my blood pressure go up. I'm just gonna put it down and move forward. I apologize. I just gotta put it down. I'm through with it.
No other questions?
No other questions. Yes, sir. This is. as good, you stated to the juror that you was mad at me. Because you mad at me, did that prevent you from loving me?
No, it don't.
No, what? That's the first.
I always will love you.
You should be excused.
Yeah.
Get excused, man. You know that, Mr. Rhodes?
Y'all don't have to call myself. I got to deal with y'all again. If it won't be fair, tell the Cleveland fellas, know the ring around it. If I don't call myself. So I'm gonna do that. But I'll put like a bathroom break, please. I'm not gonna be long. I just want to give a shot at it. But that's only fair.
Sergeant,